The year was 2157, and Jake Morrison had drifted through more asteroid fields, deep space anomalies, and mining operations than he cared to count, but nothing had prepared him for this. Floating in the command center of the mining vessel Phoenix, he stared at the massive object on his displays. It was enormous, far beyond the scale of any human-built ship, and completely dark. Its contours seemed to absorb light, turning it into a shadow that swallowed the emptiness around it. "What do you think it is, Jake?" Lisa Carter's voice crackled over the intercom. She leaned over her console, her eyes wide with a mixture of awe and anxiety. Lisa was humanity's top specialist in alien artifacts. In her decades of studying recovered alien technology, she had catalogued the impossible, the incomprehensible, but this was different. This was a complete vessel, drifting silently for millennia. "I don't know, Lisa," Jake replied, adjusting the Phoenix's course. "But we're about to find out." The Phoenix approached slowly, as though the darkness itself demanded caution. Tony Blake, their chief engineer, pressed his face against the viewports. His expertise in alien tech had saved them countless times, and now his voice was tinged with reverence. "Boss, that thing has to be at least 3 kilometers long. Look at the curves, the angles. No human ever designed anything like this." Jake zoomed in on the hull. The surface was a dark, metallic lattice, interspersed with strange, undecipherable symbols. Sections looked damaged or intentionally removed. Burn marks traced jagged patterns, as if the ship had seen combat, or had been destroyed from within. "Maria, what do your sensors say?" Jake called to their chief engineer. "No power signatures. None. No heat, no electricity, no life signs," Maria Santos reported, her voice calm but tinged with disbelief. "The material, it's unlike anything in our database. The computer can't even speculate." Lisa leaned closer to her display, her fingers flying across the console as she recorded every observation. "The readings suggest this ship has been adrift for at least 50,000 years, she said softly. "The damage patterns indicate abandonment rather than destruction." Jake made the call. "Tony, prep the boarding team. Lisa, you're coming with us. Maria, keep the Phoenix at a safe distance and monitor everything. If anything goes wrong, get us out of here, fast." An hour later, Jake, Tony, and Lisa floated through the airlock, entering the alien vessel. Their helmet lights cut through the darkness, illuminating hallways not designed for humans. Ceilings soared high above, doors were impossibly wide. Whoever built this ship had towers of beings walking its corridors. "The air's gone," Tony said, scanning the environment. "Has been for thousands of years." Jake's light caught the walls, adorned with complex symbols and intricate murals. Scenes of space travel, of scientific experiments, of construction, all frozen in alien artistry. Lisa's voice was soft with wonder. "This is a language, and a story. Whoever built this, they wanted to be remembered." She pointed to a sequence depicting the ship's construction, its journey, and then something going horribly wrong. The corridors gave way to empty chambers, command centers stripped bare, control panels smashed, equipment deliberately destroyed. "This wasn't battle damage," Tony murmured, running his scans over the shattered systems. "It's sabotage. They destroyed their own ship." The human explorers pressed deeper. Living quarters, once tailored for beings 8 feet tall, hinted at domestic life, sleeping areas, food preparation zones, personal artifacts left behind in a hasty evacuation. In a side corridor, Lisa discovered a library of alien data storage devices, most stripped bare, but a few still intact. "These could tell us who built this ship. And why they abandoned it," she said. But the true marvel awaited below. In the engineering section, colossal rings of unknown metal floated where engines should have been. Tony's instruments hummed with excitement. "Jake, these rings, they're manipulating gravity," he said. "This ship could control space itself. We're a century away from understanding this." Lisa then led them to a chamber unlike anything else on board. Alien computers lined the walls, but at the center, a massive device pulsed with light. Tony approached cautiously. "That's a weapon system," he said. "And it's still powered. After 50,000 years." Jake's eyes widened. "We document, we sample, but we don't touch it." They spent hours cataloging alien technology and recording every detail. When they returned to the Phoenix, the ship carried knowledge that could keep humanity's scientists occupied for decades. "What do we call them?" Lisa asked, gazing back at the silent behemoth. Jake paused, awestruck. "The architects. They built something beyond imagination, and then walked away." The journey back to Earth was quiet. Jake felt a subtle tremor in his consciousness, a sense that this discovery would alter humanity's trajectory forever. And it would. 5 years later, Project Genesis was humanity's obsession. The derelict vessel, now christened Prometheus, had been transported to a hidden orbital station beyond Pluto. Thousands of scientists and engineers, over 100,000 from across the globe, worked tirelessly to awaken the alien ship. Dr. Nathan Cross stood in the command center, observing the organized chaos. The Americans focused on weapons systems. Russians dissected propulsion. Chinese scientists tackled alien computing, and Europeans attempted to understand the ship's enigmatic power sources. Captain Alex Chen was the first human to connect to Prometheus's neural interface, a system designed to respond to the thought patterns of its creators. Human minds differed radically from architect minds, but Alex's combination of engineering and biological expertise made him uniquely capable. "The connection strengthens every day," Alex reported. Dr. Helen Price, a neurobiologist, had developed a biomechanical interface allowing humans to control alien systems through thought alone. Yesterday, she told the team, Alex powered an entire ship section with his mind. But working with alien technology was not without risk. Ryan Mills, one of the project's engineers, lost his right arm in an accident with a power conduit. Maria Santos explained, "Ryan's sacrifice helped us create regulators to safely integrate alien energy systems into human technology." The biggest puzzle remained: why had the architects abandoned Prometheus? Dr. Paul Garcia, a linguist decoding the alien symbols, finally pieced together the horrifying truth. The architects didn't flee an enemy. They abandoned this ship because they feared it. Feared what they had built. The weapon on this ship doesn't just destroy, it destabilizes space and time itself. The architects sabotaged their own creation to prevent universal catastrophe. Admiral Kate Sullivan, overseeing the military aspect of Project Genesis, nodded with determination. "We face threats they never imagined. Humanity cannot survive without this technology." Nathan hesitated. "But a weapon that threatens the fabric of the universe? Are we certain we want to rebuild it?" "We proceed with caution," Kate replied. "We learn, we prepare, and only then do we act." Prometheus became a human-alien hybrid marvel. Human ingenuity and architect design merged into a vessel both adaptable and nearly limitless in power. Navigation, weapons, and engineering systems were integrated. Alex, through the neural link, felt Prometheus as an extension of himself, a living intelligence awakening after millennia. As testing neared, Alex prepared for the first demonstration of the ship's true potential. Humanity had found salvation, yes, but whether it would be salvation or doom was a question only time would answer. 8 years after Jake Morrison's discovery, Prometheus was no longer just an alien ship, it was a living hybrid of human ingenuity and architect technology. Captain Alex Chen stood on the bridge, the neural interface humming with subtle energy, connecting his consciousness to every system aboard. The ship wasn't just responding to commands, it was thinking with him, anticipating his intentions, integrating his mind into its own operational awareness. "All systems green," Alex reported, feeling the ship's own awareness pulse through him. Navigator Sam Rodriguez monitored both human star charts and alien navigation matrices. The fusion of the two allowed him to perceive space in ways no human had ever experienced. "Weapons systems fully operational," announced Karen Lewis from Tactical. She had trained for years on alien crystalline interfaces designed for hands far longer than hers, yet now she moved with intuitive precision. Ben Parker, chief engineer, kept a careful eye on the alien power cores. Fusion reactors stable. Gravity drives ready for activation. Energy reserves exceed any human vessel ever built, he said. Alex felt Prometheus lean forward, eager to move, to test the boundaries of space itself. "Take us out, Sam," Alex said. "Let's see what this ship can do." The gravity drives activated with a crystalline hum, bending space itself around Prometheus. Stars stretched into light trails as the ship accelerated far beyond anything humans had previously achieved. Within moments, they were moving at speeds that made conventional warp engines look sluggish. "This isn't just speed," Sam whispered, awe in his voice. "We're bending space around us, for years to Alpha Centauri. At this velocity, we could make it in 4 months." The defensive systems of Prometheus were equally astonishing. Shields repaired themselves instantly, gravity fields stabilized incoming debris, and sensors scanned entire star systems with unfathomable precision. But the ultimate test remained, the reality cannon. Alex's neural link allowed him to feel the weapon as if it were a living entity, a predator coiled and ready. This device, built by the architects 50 millennia ago, had the power not just to destroy, but to erase existence itself. The test range was a distant, empty solar system, its red dwarf star burning dimly. A lifeless planet, similar in size to Mars, awaited as the cannon's target. Alex felt a tension in Prometheus as he aligned the ship. "Fire when ready," he said. The weapon discharged silently. At first, nothing seemed to happen. Then the target planet simply vanished. Not shattered, not burned, not vaporized, it had ceased to exist. Where it had been, space itself seemed darker, denser, wrong. "Karen, what just happened?" Alex's voice was tense. "The planet didn't just get destroyed," Karen responded, scanning sensors that no human had ever calibrated. "It was deleted from reality. Quantum structures, they're unraveling. This region is unstable." Ben Parker ran diagnostics, his hands moving faster than the sensors could refresh. Energy draw enormous, but handled by alien cores. "Feedback is incredible. We shouldn't fire this often." Alex felt a creeping unease. The reality cannon worked, but at a cost, each use left wounds in the fabric of space. The test had attracted attention, too. Long-range sensors detected 3 massive ships dropping out of hyperspace near the system's edge, hostile, organic, adaptive. "They're different," Karen said, her voice low. "These vessels, they look alive. They change shape. Weapon ports glow green. They don't negotiate. They consume. They devour." "The devourers," Sam muttered, recognition dawning. "Galactic predators. Entire solar systems are their prey." The first green beam struck Prometheus. Shields flared, bending and refracting energy, but the pressure on the ship was immense. Conventional weapons, plasma cannons and alien energy projectors, lashed out, hitting the lead ship. Damage registered, yet the enemy adapted almost instantly. "They're learning," Karen warned. "Each attack becomes less effective." More devourer ships emerged from hyperspace. What began as 3 became a dozen, then 20, encircling Prometheus in a deadly pack. The neural interface throbbed in Alex's mind, the reality cannon calling, waiting for its command. But each previous use had torn the universe a little further. "Decision time," Karen said, tension thick in her voice. Alex's thoughts raced. Conventional weapons would not hold. Retreat meant the devourers would follow humanity back to its colonies. Prometheus pulsed beneath him, anticipation and intelligence coiling like a predator ready to strike. Target the largest concentration of enemy ships, Alex said finally. Fire the reality cannon. The weapon discharged. 50 Devourer ships were erased. Entire swathes of space shimmered and twisted unnaturally, gravity waves rippling like invisible currents. Alex felt it, the cost. The cannon did its job, but the voids left behind were permanent. The remaining Devourers retreated, yet their numbers would only grow. Humanity had won a tactical victory, but at an existential cost. The universe itself had been wounded. Months later, the Devourers reached the outskirts of human space. Admiral Kate Sullivan watched the approaching organic fleet from Luna Base. Thousands of ships, adaptive and living, consumed everything in their path. How many, Kate? General Ron Clark asked, horrified. Over 3,000, and counting, she replied. Scout reports indicate they've already devoured mining colonies in the tidy system. Not just settlements, they're consuming entire planets. Alex received the emergency recall while training near Jupiter. Through the neural link, he felt the urgency as Prometheus bent space around them. Within hours, they approached the inner solar system, joining the scattered remnants of Earth's defense fleet. The first clashes began near Pluto. Human warships engaged the leading Devourer elements, but conventional weapons barely scratched the adaptive biotechnological ships. Even as the fleet fell back to the Mars defense line, the Devourers pressed relentlessly, consuming both debris and living vessels to grow stronger. Alex, we're receiving distress signals from Mars colonies, Sam said. They've broken through the line. Civilian settlements are under attack. All systems optimal, Ben reported. Reality cannon charged. Ready. Alex hesitated, feeling the psychological weight. Every previous use had created permanent voids. Yet, millions of lives hung in the balance. Target the largest concentration around Mars, Alex commanded. The cannon responded like a sentient predator, drawing energy from dimensions barely comprehensible to human science. The discharge was instantaneous. A 3-kilometer-wide sphere of nothingness replaced the swarm. 200 Devourer ships were erased, and the surrounding space began to warp, tearing at gravity itself. Survivors pulled back, stunned by this force beyond comprehension. Alex's crew watched in awe and horror as the remaining Devourers retreated. Each use of the reality cannon saved lives, but also inflicted permanent damage on reality. Space itself was scarred, void zones spreading slowly outward, each new battle increasing the peril of the universe itself. Kate Sullivan's voice cut through the tension. The enemy is retreating. But we have a problem. The void zones are expanding. Navigation through these regions is impossible, equipment fails, even the passage of time is distorted. Dr. Nathan Cross confirmed the terrifying calculations. If the void zones continue to grow, they could merge in a cascade failure, threatening the very fabric of the Milky Way. Humanity had gained power, yes, but at a cost that could rival any war. Alex felt a change within himself. Years of neural connection had altered his brain, granting him perception of the void zones in ways ordinary humans could not grasp. I can feel them, Kate, he said. The wounds are spreading with every use of the cannon. Even as humanity celebrated tactical victories, the philosophical and moral implications loomed larger. The weapon that could save civilizations could also unravel the universe. And in the distance, sensors began detecting something new, a fleet approaching from the galactic core, matching the architect's ship designs. They're coming back, Nathan said. After 50,000 years, the builders of Prometheus are returning. Alex felt the ship's anticipation through their neural link. Prometheus recognized its creators. Somewhere in the hybrid intelligence, there was curiosity, and perhaps, fear. Humanity's first encounter with ultimate power had not ended the story. It had only begun. 3 years had passed since the Devourer War. The 12 void zones scarred throughout human-controlled space remained a constant, invisible threat. Every vessel that approached them experienced strange gravitational anomalies, time distortions, and equipment failures. Humanity had survived, but at a profound cost. And now, the long-awaited architects, the creators of Prometheus, were returning. From the bridge, Captain Alex Chen observed the first ship emerging from hyperspace. It was cathedral-like in scale and form, flowing with curves and facets that seemed to shift between dimensions. Twice the size of Prometheus, the ship radiated intelligence, advanced technology far beyond what even the recovered alien vessel had shown. "Alex, they're sending a signal," Karen Lewis announced. She had become Prometheus communication specialist, mastering both human and alien systems with uncanny skill. The message was in perfect English, though its tonal quality betrayed its alien origin. "Greetings, humans of the vessel Prometheus. We are the architects, and we have returned to correct a mistake from our distant past." Alex felt Prometheus shiver with recognition through their neural link. The hybrid ship seemed almost sentient in its response, curious, cautious, and attuned to the intentions of its creators. "This is Captain Alex Chen of Earth ship Prometheus. We have been expecting you," Alex replied. "We understand you are aware of what we have done with the abandoned technology." A figure appeared on the bridge, materialized via teleportation with an elegance that defied comprehension. Tall, refined, almost human in shape, yet stretched and perfected by millions of years of evolution. Its skin shimmered faintly, luminescent, and its eyes contained centuries of knowledge. "I am called Far Singer, in your language," the architect said. "You have done remarkable work rebuilding our ship, Captain Chen. The fusion of human ingenuity and architect technology exceeds our original calculations." Alex's mind raced. "Why did you abandon this ship 50,000 years ago?" Far Singer's gaze was solemn. "We were young, ambitious, and foolish. The reality cannon was designed to counter a threat that endangered our civilization. But during its first tests, we discovered a truth that terrified us. It does not simply destroy, it unravels the very foundations of reality. The void zones you see are scars of misuse, damage that spread slowly but inevitably. Had we continued, we risked destroying entire galactic regions." Alex felt the weight of his past decisions, each discharge of the reality cannon now seen as a scar in space itself. "We faced the same dilemma. The Devourers would have wiped out humanity. We had no choice." Far Singer inclined its head. "We understand, Captain Chen. We, too, faced impossible choices. But there is something we never recorded in the archives. The reality cannon was not intended as a weapon. It was a tool, a device for restoring the fabric of space. Its destructive use was a misapplication born of desperation and misunderstanding." Alex's heart raced. A tool capable of healing space itself? Could the void zones humanity had created actually be repaired? Far Singer projected a series of holographic images across the bridge. Scenes of quantum structures, space-time lattices, and energy flows demonstrated how the reality cannon could be tuned, not for destruction, but for restoration. The cannon responded to consciousness, intention, and focus. Fired with intent to heal, it could rebuild the quantum matrix, repair collapsed regions of space, and restore natural laws. Dr. Nathan Cross appeared on the comms screen from Earth. "You're saying we can heal the void zones?" "Yes," Far Singer confirmed. "But the process is delicate. Any error could worsen the damage. That is why we have returned. To teach you what we learned too late in our own history." Over the next several hours, Alex and his crew worked under the guidance of Far Singer and other architect teachers. Neural connections to the cannon were modified to transmit intention rather than command. The first attempt was terrifying. Prometheus flew directly into a void zone, the laws of physics bending and twisting around them. Through the neural link, Alex could feel the wrongness of the region, a dissonance that resonated like pain through the ship and his mind. "Steady, Alex," Far Singer instructed. "Feel the damage. Imagine it repaired. Let the cannon follow your consciousness. The reality cannon discharged. Instead of the violent erasure Alex had seen before, space itself seemed to sigh in relief. Quantum structures rebuilt, gravitational forces normalized, and the void shrank. The first successful healing. Over months, humanity worked with the architects to restore all 12 void zones. Each attempt required precision, cooperation, and trust. The reality cannon became not a weapon of war, but a tool for cosmic stewardship. Alex felt the hybrid ship resonate in harmony with his mind and the greater universe, learning to respond with the architect's teachings. "You have learned well, Captain Chen," Far Singer said upon completion of the final void zone. "Your species has proven wiser than we were. You chose to heal rather than destroy, to act with consciousness rather than fear. This is the path of the true keepers of reality." As the architect fleet prepared to depart, Alex asked, "Where will you go now?" "To find other devices we abandoned across the galaxy," Far Singer replied. "There are many void zones, many wounds in space-time. Now, with your guidance, we can work together to restore what has been damaged." Alex watched them disappear into hyperspace, a fleet of wisdom and light leaving behind a universe slowly being stitched back together. Humanity's role had irrevocably changed. No longer mere survivors, humans had become guardians of reality itself. The Prometheus was not just a ship, it was a bridge between species, consciousness, and the preservation of the cosmos. The hybrid vessel, now fully integrated with human and architect understanding, moved through space with a quiet purpose. Its gravity drives bent space elegantly, sensors scanning for instability, and neural interfaces linking human minds to the vast, cosmic intelligence they had once only glimpsed. Alex reflected on the journey. From a mysterious derelict drifting in the Kuiper belt to wielding technology that could erase or heal galaxies, humanity had crossed a threshold. They had looked into the void and chosen responsibility over recklessness, intention over reaction. The reality cannon, once feared as a weapon of ultimate destruction, had become a symbol of humanity's potential. With guidance, education, and the wisdom of the architects, they could mend what had been broken, not only for themselves but for the universe. And so, as Prometheus sailed through the stars, the hybrid ship's consciousness intertwined with human minds, Alex understood the profound truth: power alone does not define civilization. Conscious choice, ethical reasoning, and the willingness to heal define the keepers of the cosmos. Humanity had become stewards, not just of their world or their species, but of the very fabric of reality itself. In the quiet, infinite expanse of space, a new chapter began. A partnership between humans and architects, between minds and machines, between species and the universe itself. And somewhere, far across the galaxy, countless other voids awaited restoration, challenges for the next generations of guardians, and the legacy of the reality cannon was finally understood. The Prometheus sailed onward, a living testament to the choice to heal, the power of consciousness, and the boundless potential of human curiosity and wisdom.